Hey everybody, this is Tom with The Board Gamer. Today we're going to do a quick overview and review for this game. If you want the full how-to, go ahead and click this icon up here or the link in the description. Now let's get into it. Turf War is a two-player game for ages 14 and up with an average gameplay length of 15 to 30 minutes, published by Gadaboutgames. The basic overview of Turf War has each player playing cards to improve their lawn to sway your neighbors. Once the final neighbor is swayed to a player, the game ends and the player with the most points wins. This two-player dueling game has a unique theme and is short enough to not outstay its welcome. It has a uniform design with cute and clever artwork, but can sometimes feel a bit one-sided with certain overpowered cards, in my opinion, making this dueling game sometimes feeling like a single-player beat-em-up. Let's scour this yard and see what Turf War contains. The components for Turf War are these light, unique, square-shaped cards. They do a good job of looking like squares of sod. The cards you play onto these piles are cartoony and clever. However, given their unique shape, they are a bit more difficult to shuffle, and with how light they are, you can accidentally nudge and move them quite a bit. In your yard, it's not that much of an issue, but it can be bothersome with the bank cards. The added cards from the Trick or Treat expansion adds to the variety of the cards that come up in play. And the Trick or Treaters themselves are a fun addition, provided you are prepared. Turf War is pretty easy once you get the hang of it. In your first few playthroughs, you will likely forget a start or end action and question how many cards can go on a given pile. But once you get the hang of what the icons mean, you will likely go through the game much faster. And once you have a handle on this game, you can add expansions such as the Trick or Treat expansion, which adds Trick or Treaters that are action cards that can be swayed just like other neighbors. Luckily to start, you can normally only play one card when home and only purchase one card when away. Making things to keep track of, start off small and slowly grow just as your yard does. I mentioned earlier that there are a few overpowered cards in my opinion. These cards make it a bit harder when looking at luck versus strategy. The core of Turf War, you have a solid strategy game, but the luck factors can majorly impact the overall game depending upon which side of these overpowered cards you are on. Thankfully though, there are cards, usually pest cards, that can destroy these overpowered cards to bring some balance back to the game. And if you're lucky, you can get back to the strategy portion of the game. But if you are not so lucky, the game will end with a large margin between you and your opponent's final points. If you're here for a dueling strategy game that is small enough to fit in just about any bag, then Turf War has a high replay value for you. If, on the other hand, you want a deep dueling game that can hold your attention for hours, Turf War may not be that game. On the plus side, with the card expansions, like the new Trick or Treat box or even the smaller Fantasy Pack, you have a good amount of variety, which always helps the replay value of any game. I personally found Turf War most entertaining as a one-off game here and there, or sometimes as a best-of-3 game. It is designed to be a quick play type game and plays that role beautifully. So as long as you see it as a quick play type of game, and play it sparingly, it is likely to stay in the collection for a while. But if you want more than that style of game, Turf War may not be for you. If there is one thing that Turf War does really well, it's its theme. This lawn building simulator, which I have not seen many, if any, of this theme, is cute and clever with its variety of cards of numerous lawn ornaments. I personally would never live in a neighborhood with lawns that look like the way mine does at the end of the game. But it's fun to create and experiment with the cards that come up. I really enjoy the shape of the cards to look like squares of pieces of sod to represent the sections of your yard. These small attentions to detail make the theme shine. And when adding the Trick or Treat expansion, you have an additional layer of spooky Halloween theme with event-style neighbors in the form of the Trick or Treaters. As a whole, the game looks good and plays okay. It can be a bit one-sided at times, but with a good strategy and a little bit of luck, you may be able to overcome that. Turf War is a lot like doing the lawn. You'll either be the type of person that loves it, or the type who sees it as a chore. This board gamer says it edges on boring and not boring. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.